What's up, guys? Connor with the Guns and Stuff, and as you guys know, my 6920 test is done, so I can start doing some modifications to this if I choose. And one of the things I know I want to do is I want to put a new trigger in this rifle, so I've been looking on Geissele's website. I have a Geissele Super Scar in my Scar 17, and it is a great trigger. No complaints about it at all. But pretty much what I want for my 6920 is, most importantly to me, I want to keep that reliability. That's just so important. I didn't really want a match grade trigger. I didn't want something really light. So what I ended up getting is the ALG ACT trigger, which is the ALG combat trigger. And pretty much the thing that really grabbed my attention about this trigger is I got it for 60 bucks. So if I don't like it, I mean, it's really not the end of the world. I can still run it in this Colt. But pretty much, like I said, I wanted something not quite as light as a mil-spec trigger. I'm sorry, not as light as a match grade trigger, but not as gritty and crappy as a mil-spec trigger. So pretty much what this is it's a combat trigger. It's still going to be kind of on the heavier mil-spec side, but it's going to keep that reliability of a mil-spec trigger. And pretty much the ALG Defense Advanced Combat Trigger is very similar to a standard mil-spec trigger. However, it is sharper, and the grittiness of the stock trigger pull has been removed while the traditional reliability of a stock trigger remains. Pretty much this is nickel boron and nickel Teflon coated, and all the sear surfaces are kind of polished up. I've never used one of these, so I'm kind of going on a whim here. Pretty much all the surfaces are polished up. It's self-lubricating, so I'm kind of interested to see what it's like in this rifle. So I'm going to put it on time-lapse. I'm going to install it in the rifle, and we're going to get a first impressions, and I'll do a little range video for you guys. But yeah, the ACT trigger, hopefully I didn't waste 60 bucks. But let's get it in the rifle, and let's do some testing. Alright guys, so I have the ALG Defense ACT trigger in this, and I've kind of been dry firing it, and it resets, it works, it breaks and everything. But I'll be honest with you, I don't really notice a huge difference between my Colt trigger and this one, honestly. I mean, I don't really feel any less grit or anything. I mean, my Colt trigger, I never had a problem with that anyways. I never thought it was really gritty. But, I don't know. In the reset, it feels like it has a little bit more movement than my mil-spec one. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really notice. It feels, I honestly, it feels pretty close to the same. It might be like a little tiny bit lighter, but I don't know. It feels pretty similar to me. So if I would have paid like 120 bucks or 150 bucks for something like this, I would have probably taken it back. But 60 bucks, and keep in mind, this trigger has been in the factory trigger had been in the rifle since I got it, which was like 2.5 years ago. So it has a lot of rounds through it, so it's definitely more broken in. So I'm gonna get some rounds through this thing, and see if it breaks in, see if it changes at all, and I'll definitely let you guys know. I'm gonna go to the range tomorrow and put some rounds through it, and I'll update you guys. But yeah, the ACT trigger, I guess I was hoping it would be just a little bit lighter. It feels pretty darn close to the same as the mil-spec trigger from the factory. So yeah, I don't know. So yeah, that's my first impression of the ACT. Yeah, it is what it is. It's really not as light and I knew it wasn't going to be really light, but I don't know. I thought it was going to be just a little bit lighter. The reset, a little bit more movement than my mil-spec trigger, but I'll have to start running it and have to put some rounds through it and see if it lightens up a little bit. So Connor with Guns and Stuff, thank you guys for watching the video, and as always, we'll see you in the next one. Thank you. First off, I want to just say that is not my vehicle. That is not my Prius. Anyways, so here's I'm just gonna try to get a close up so you guys can actually see the trigger.